Dr. Sadashiv and all friends. And I know that we are already late, so I'll try to finish before time. The topic I have given is approach towards CGM interpretation, and is this going to be a new blood glucose monitoring kind of system? And that's how we have seen that laboratories, then we shifted to glucometers, and last 10-15 years practically our every patient now carries a glucometer, at least in my practice. If I ask them coming to me for the first time, I'll ask, शुगर चेक कर सकते हो? यस, ग्लूकोमीटर तो है सर, करते नहीं है अभी, मीटर है. So that's how is the glucometer usage is already there, and now we are moving toward the continuous glucose monitoring technology. And in this technology also there are many different kind of systems which are evolving. So from glucometer to CGM, and we understand that we are placing a sensor in the subcutaneous tissue. Laboratory, we are measuring from the venous plasma glucose. Glucometer, we went to capillary, and now we are talking of interstitial fluid glucose. Basically, that's the glucose which is flowing in the blood we are measuring in the lab or glucometers, while here this is the blood which is around the cells. So from a real perspective, actually this is the cellular glucose, where because this is the fluid which is around the cells. So we will learn little more in future about the glucose cutoffs and what should be considered as a real glucose over a period of time, because this technology is bit new. This is 2002 CGM device which I had used in 2002, and those days this was a big meter like this big and was giving 3 days reading. Our patient used to carry a shower cap when they are wearing it, and that was the era when we started CGMS, maybe around 19 years ago. And I think just within 1 to 2 years of international launch, it was marketed in India as well. And now there are a lot of changes, and technology has moved from 3 days to 14 days duration. The sensors insertion, which was very complicated earlier with a lot of tapping required, has become just a simple push. Earlier we used to do at least 4 times a glucometer test and then enter into the system. Only then sensor will give the data. That was the calibration process, and now it has become calibration free. Earlier we were having just the data which are okay, this is the reading, but now we have the trends. So these lot of additions have now created new matrix. So this matrix like TIR, then glucose management indicator, and one word we talk a lot, glycemic variability. And what we used to measure glycemic variability in previous system was just by standard deviation, but now we have a better way of assessing glycemic variability, that is coefficient of variation, and all these data are available. Though I see that whenever there is a talk on CGM, we just talk on TIR. But remember, there are many more metrics which are available in the CGM technology, and I'll just touch upon them. This is what is available currently in India. This is what we are using. That is Freestyle Libre, and another version Pro, which will be retrospective, while this is real time. And here the sensor life is 14 days, and after 1 hour it will start working. And we have to remember that vitamin C, if given in a dose more than 500 milligram, it can cause falsely high reading, and that is true for glucometers as well. And in COVID era, I remember few patients who were given IV vitamin C, and wrongly they were labeled as diabetic because their glucose was actually normal. But vitamin C, being an oxidizing agent working on the strips, was giving a false reading. And similarly, generally aspirin more than 650 milligram we are not going to use in our practice. This is not available, just for information sake, that this is the Libre 2, where they get alerts. That's the basic difference. In Libre, which we have in India, we have to all the time take it close to sensor, then only we will get the data, while it generate alerts. And Libre 3, which has been approved in Europe, that will be continuous. So real-time data are available in the Libre 3. That's how are the differences. So in India, currently we have Freestyle Libre, and we have Guardian as well as Dexcom G6. Dexcom G6 is not very popular in our country as of now, though it's also a good system, but from a cost and recurring cost perspective, this Freestyle turns out to be a little more economic, and that's how it is more popular. Plus the duration of sensor life is here 10 days versus there it is 14 days. Otherwise, earlier paracetamol used to have big interference, but Dexcom technology has taken care of that by keeping a membrane around that, and that's how. And if you look at this word, mean absolute relative difference, that is MARD, that is now getting down. Earlier technologies it was around 25%, but now it has come down to 9%. So now we are using CGM in India, which are real time as well as intermittently scanned, and that is what is Freestyle Libre. That is actually comes into the category of intermittently scanned. Only then we are going to see the data. And about the interpretation, this was the ATT recommendations, where we have four terms: TIR, GMI, glucose variability by CV, and trend arrow interpretation. And TIR, we know that these are the targets. these are the, for type 1, type 2, they are very, there a lot of discussion has gone for that. Let me focus more on glycemic variability by CV, which is measured by CGM technology. So basically we understand what is the importance of glycemic variability, and this is the formula: percentage CV is equal to standard deviation of glucose divided by mean glucose into 100. You need not to do anything, everything is automatic. System will calculate, because system shows the mean glucose of 14 days at the end, and we have that number. We have a standard deviation, and that's how we can calculate. For example, somebody who had a mean glucose of 166, and if you read that the standard deviation is 86, then the calculated CV will be 51 and the reported will be 51. 51 is quite high. It should be ideally 36 or less. And 86 means already there is a lot of big fluctuations. While another person with the same mean glucose, but a standard deviation 42, now his coefficient of variation reported will be 25. That means these patients are having less peaks and troughs. That is what is the meaning of CV. And in addition, one good information which we can get is a estimated A1C. Earlier reporting was estimated A1C, but then it was realized that by terminology, by grammar, it is creating some confusion. So now the terminology has been changed to GMI, that is glucose management indicator. Consider it as a CGM estimated A1C. The same multiplication factor this technology is going to do. This is the formula, and that's how, just mean glucose and apply this formula and you will see GMI. Now what is the importance of GMI? When we already have a HbA1c, then why we need a GMI? So there is a difference. We know HbA1c is 3 monthly average. Here you are going to calculate GMI from 14 days data, but more important than that, we know that there are many factors which can create a problem between glucose hemoglobin relationship, including the physiological glycators, low and high glycators. And with the help of GMI, we can very well take care of high glycators and low glycator concept. So that's how is the change in CGM matrix. Earlier not even today, we are talking mostly of these are the glucose data, and now this is the matrix. These are the numbers which we want now when we are putting a patient on CGM. And one more important thing, there is a trend arrow. So the CGM is not showing only glucose number, it is also showing how is the glucose going up or down, and this is the Endocrine Society guidelines. And now there are guidelines for the dose adjustment also on the basis of these technologies, and that's how now US FDA has given certain CGMs as a designation of integrated CGM. Earlier, before 2016, CGM was primarily just guiding, but now they have given these designation, means these CGMs as a standalone device can be used for insulin dose decision making, and that's how they are part of many automated device systems. So no need to do blood glucose monitoring when you are using these integrated CGM devices. So the basic question is the CGM going to become the new glucometer? And what is going to happen about the currently available glucometers and BEAT-O, etc., etc., right? That is the question. So obviously all technologies have their limitations and they evolve over a period of time, and you can see this is the CGMS, and currently MARD is less than 10%, but we have to understand there is a physiological difference. One was the capillary and this is interstitial fluid, and this graph depicts how at one point of time capillary glucose versus CGM glucose will be different. So we can See that because the glucose change will obviously happen first in the circulation and then in the tissues, and that is what is called as lag time. But this real time monitoring has taken a good care of the lag time concept, because we are measuring in the current technology every 1 minute, though the data may be stored every 15 minutes to create the graph. But suppose patient's glucose at this point of time is 82, just one value. What will happen? Concern, I may go into hypoglycemia. But simultaneously, if there is an arrow which is obliquely up with 82, no need to have any concern, because currently you are rising. That is what this says. So this addition of arrow has solved a lot of problems, because the glucometer, this CGM technology is measuring glucose every minute. So right now it is 82, but 1 minute before it was 83. Prior to that it was 81. Prior to that it was 79. That means you are stable, no need to worry. On the contrary, it is 82 and one arrow down. That means most likely in 15 minutes you are going to have hypoglycemia. And so many trials, including replace trial, selfie trial, impact trial in type 1 diabetes. First who are in type 2 diabetes just has shown some benefit of CGM. I understand that trials can't be the right way. It is how an individual clinician and patient is being managed will determine the outcome. And we know that the targets of TIR which we are talking came out after this concept trial in type 1 diabetes with pregnancy. So CGM versus BGM, one is static, one point information, versus CGM is a dynamic information, capillary versus interstitial fluid, glucose in transport versus glucose around tissues. But the big issue is accuracy. That is always a point of discussion, which is gradually improving. We have ISO criteria which were talked for glucometers, but for CGM we have MARD. MARD means they are just comparing, and now there can be many gaps here, because 1 point glucose by this system versus CGM, and that difference is calculated. That's how it is done. And I tell you, like with glucometers it happens, like we talked about the point of care devices, it happens. There are technologies issues with any systems. I'll just show you one experience. This is one of my patient to whom we put a CGM, and the data were totally not matching, right? So what I did, the patient came to me on day 5-6. So when this is pro CGM, so this was the data, and patient is asymptomatic. These numbers we have written with the same time the glucometer readings were done, so not matching. So what we did, we put another CGM, another arm, same patient during these 14 days. So these were those 5 days when patient is now wearing 2 sensors, and you can see the same patient on other side is this. So there are technologies issues also. So though calibration free, but I always keep advising my patients that please at least check once a day or alternate day glucose. That will be better, and because there can be so many issues, including how was the sensor stored. We know there are sensor storage guidelines and so many things, but what was followed many times, how the sensor was kept, we don't know. So things keep happening. So that's how things are in a good direction. So as such, clinical trials have shown that glycemic control is benefit. There are benefits with CGM use. Standardization of CGMS has already reached to a quite at a good level, but there may be still some scope for improvement. Convenience, longer sensor life, improved accuracy, and trend arrow. And the biggest advantage is trend arrow. And integration with insulin delivery devices and alerts have improved utility of CGM. And CGM matrix is TIR, and in addition coefficient of variation and GMI are quite useful things. So I feel that at present we can't say that CGM is going to replace BGM, but because journey is still ongoing, but sooner or later this may happen. Thank you very much.